talk about a cluster of names that are related to each other as we did before. So today we're going to talk about the name of Allah, AlHaye, the ever-living, the one who never dies, so you can learn how to truly live. He is AlHaye, the ever-living. You know, we all fear ending. We fear aging. We watch our health slip from our hands, our strength weaken, and our loved ones return to dust. We know it's coming one day. And somewhere deep inside we ask, is there anything that lasts in this life? And then Allah Azza wa Jal answers you, yes, there is one. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. Allah, there is no God but He, the ever-living, the sustainer of all existence. He is the one who never fades. He is the one whose being is not borrowed, is not dependent, or sustained by anything else. We're all dependent on Him. Yet He is dependent on none. He's a samad. He's the independent. He is Al-Hayy. Everything else fades, but not Him. To know Al-Hayy is to understand that you were created by life itself. And the closer you are to Him, the more alive you become. When you are weak, remember that He is never weak. The people you love, the things you own, and the titles, the health, the home, the dreams, all of it will pass, but He won't. He is not fragile like us. He does not tire, He does not break, He does not sleep, He does not leave. And He will never leave you alone. So tie your heart to that cannot die. Place your trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, who never falters. And you will find a life that continues long after your final breath. Because everything ends except for Him. وَلَا تَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ كُلُّ شَيْءٍ هَالِكٌ إِلَّا وَجْهَهُ لَهُ الْحُكْمُ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And do not invoke with Allah another deity. Why would you invoke another deity if everything can die? And do not invoke with Allah another deity. There is no deity except Him. Everything will be destroyed except His face. And His is the judgment. And to Him you will be returned. So when you cannot carry yourself, Al-Hayy is the one who's going to be carrying you. When everything falls apart, He remains alive, aware, and in control. Always say with your heart, Ya Hayy, awaken me. Not just my limbs, but my soul also. Let me live for you, die with you in my mind, and rise again by your mercy. Because real life isn't just about starting to breathe. It's about remembering the one who gave you that breath and never forgetting Him until your last. So we move from this name to related names, right? There is the name of AlMuhyee. So He is the ever-living, but He is the giver of life also, right? Because He is the life. He is the source of life itself. AlMuhyee. And AlMuhyee, we always mention with it, AlMumeet, the taker of life. هو يحيي ويميت وإليه ترجعون. He is the one who gives life, causes death, and to Him you will all be returned in Surah Yunus. The one who begins your story, and He will be the one who will be there when the last page of it is closing. Your heart started beating before even you had a name. Your lungs filled with breath before you could form a thought. Before the world welcomed you, He willed you into existence. Your first cry, your first blink, your first heartbeat were not accidents. They are signs of Allah Azza wa Jal, Al-Muhyee. The one who says be, and here you are. We always think about life, yeah, where you came from, you think, yeah, it's from my mother and father. But Allah Azza wa Jal gives you multiple examples in the Quran to show you that these laws are for us, not for Him, right? We start with Adam alayhi salam. Before there was a womb, there was a dust, not a mother, not a father, not even a seed, right? No cell dividing in darkness. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون. Remember, O Prophet, when your Lord said to the angels, I'm going to create a human being from sounding clay molded from black mud. Just earth, silent, carrying no more promise of life than the ground beneath your feet right now. The Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith that's graded Hasan, indeed Allah created Adam from handful, that He took from all earth. So the children of Adam came according to the earth where they came from. So some are red, some are white, some of them are black, some of them are between that. So look at the color of our skins and look at the different soil and from different places in the world. And also look at the consistency between us and them. Some of them are soft and some of them are harsh, and some of them are wicked and some of them are good. So same consistency, subhanAllah. We try to create these artificial boundaries between us, between our color of the skin, between our gender, we were all created from the same dust. But He did not merely create Adam from clay and leave him standing. He did something more intimate, more staggering. فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ. That's your Lord, my brothers. He said, so when I have fashioned him and had a spirit of my own breathed into him, fall down in prostration to him. From dust to a man, from silence to a soul that spoke, named, loved, learned. Look where we are right now with the ability he gave us. This lineage carried the prophets, loved and wept until the end of time. No gestation, just the word of AlMuhyee, the giver of life, where there had been none. Subhanallah. Look at Sarah alayhi salam. The laughter when it became a name. You remember Sarah? She's old, the wife of the Prophet Ibrahim. They have been wanting a child for a while, and then eventually he marries her servant Hajar. And from Hajar comes Ismail. And now Sarah is old, Ismail is in Mecca, and Sarah is old. And then the three angels come in, the three messengers, and they visit the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. And then while his wife there, far past the age of bearing, the angel said the impossible. And when she heard it, instead of like weeping, she started laughing. It's like, وَأَمْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةً وَامْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةً فَضَحِكَتْ فَبَشَّرْنَاهَا بِإِسْحَاقَ وَمِنْ وَرَاءِ إِسْحَاقَ يَعْقُوبَ. And his wife was standing and she laughed, so we gave her the glad tidings of Ishaq, and after Ishaq, Yaqub as the grandson. So her laughter was not mockery of God, subhanAllah. It's an involuntary response. When she heard the news, remember like when they were talking about the Qawm of Lut, that they will be annihilated at that time, or they will face the punishment. SubhanAllah, but she said what any woman of her age would say. قالت يا ويلتي يا ويلتا أألد وأنا عجوز وهذا بعلي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب. She said, woe to me, shall I bear a child when I am an old woman? And this husband of mine is an old man? This is truly an astonishing thing. قالوا, they responded, قالوا أتعجبين من أمر الله رحمة الله وبركاته عليكم أهل البيت إنه حميد مجيد. They responded, are you astonished at the decree of Allah, at the order, at the command of Allah? The mercy of Allah and His blessing be upon you, O people of the house. Indeed, He is the praiseworthy and glorious. Are you astonished? It's not a rebuke, it's a reorientation. You're measuring this against your age, your body, your biology, but you're forgetting whose degree this is. And when Ishaq was born, actually the laughter, Ishaq means to laugh. The laughter was woven into the name of Ishaq alayhi salam, so we talk about it now. And there was Zechariah, if you remember. Zechariah, subhanAllah, he was worn down by decades, bones brittle, voice cracked with age, and beside him wife whose womb never known life. And he called to Allah Azza wa Jal, رَبِّ إِنِّي وَهَنَ الْعَظْمُ مِنِّي وَاشْتَعَلَ الرَّأْسُ شَيْبًا وَلَمْ أَكُنْ بِدُعَائِكَ رَبِّ شَقِيًّا. My Lord, my bones have grown feeble, and my head is aflame with white hair, but never, my Lord, have I been disappointed in calling upon you. So he presents his weakness as his argument. He didn't say, oh, we are healthy, we are young, why aren't we not getting kids? No, he's presenting his weakness, his elderly wife as the argument, his frailty as his credential. I have nothing left. And that's precisely why I came to you, O Muhyee. And subhanallah, Ya Zakaria, inna nubashiruka bi ghulamin ismuhu Yahya lam naj'al lahu min qablu samiyya. And the answer was, O Zakaria, we give you a glad tiding of a son whose name shall be Yahya. Yahya, to live. Yahya, to live. Name we have given to none before. He was stunned, not faithless, but overwhelmed. قال ربي أنى يكون لي غلام وكانت امرأتي عاقرة وقد بلغت من الكبر عتيا. He said, oh my Lord, how shall I have a son when my wife is barren and I have reached extreme old age? And the Lord Azza wa Jal, the answer comes to him. He said, so it shall be. Your Lord has said, it is easy for me, for I created you before when you were nothing. So that's the thing we got to remember. He created us when we were nothing. Yahya alayhi salam was born a prophet, a unique in name, unique in nature, given life by the one who gives life on his own terms. And then I finished with you with Maryam alayhi salam, right? And if you think AlMuhyee needs anything to give life, remember her, right? She was not an aged or barren womb. It was a womb that's not touched by a seed. There is no seed there. A woman alone, untouched and protected. No man, no seed, no explanation. And the angel comes, قَالَ إِنَّمَا أَنَا رَسُولُ رَبِّكِ لِأَهَبَ لَكِ غُلَامًا زَكِيًّا. He said, I'm only a messenger of your Lord to grant you a pure son. Her response was not rebellion, but all laced with trembling. قالت أَنَّا يَكُونُ لِي وَلَدٌ وَلَمْ يَمْسَسْنِي بَشَرٌ وَلَمْ أَكُ بَغِيًّا. She said, how can I have a child when no man has touched me, nor have I been unchaste? There was not an argument, it's just a trembling question from a servant who knew limits of creation and was about to watch them dissolve. The answer came with weight of divine authority. قال كذلك الله يخلق ما يشاء إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون. He said, thus does Allah create what He wills. When he decrees a matter, he only says it to it, be, and it is. And Allah Azza wa Jal, a lot of people say, okay, so that's Jesus is the son of Allah, he is like Allah reincarnate and stuff. And Allah answers them very clearly in the Quran. إِنَّ مَثَلَ عِيسَى عِنْدَ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ آدَمَ خَلَقَهُ مِنْ تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ قَالَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونَ. Indeed, the likeness of Isa with Allah is as the likeness of Adam. He created him from dust, then said to him, be, and he was. So it's not unique to Sayyidina Isa. It's like for all of us, right? Every child of Adam. The Prophet ﷺ told us, each of you is gathered in your mother's womb for 40 days as a drop of fluid. Then it becomes a clot. For a similar clot or a leech, the actual translation of alaqa is a leech. And it is actually when you take a look under the microscope, and that's like Keith Moore, when he was told about the translation of leech, he went back and said, let me take a look again. And he took a look with the microscope, and that's where he wrote his book in embryology. He's like, oh my God. And I watched the video of him, he's talking. That's a knowledge not known to a man in the 7th century. Anyways, so Allah sends the angel that does several things, and then the spirit is breathed into him. So that's every one of us, brothers, the billions who live like this. This is Allah Azza wa Jal, who wound up the universe and basically perpetually, personally, intimately gives you life, one soul at a time, from the first man in the dust to the last child to be born. So that's Allah Azza wa Jal AlMuhyee. سبح لله ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم له ملك السماوات والأرض يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Whatever is in the heavens and earth glorifies Allah, for He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. To Him belongs the kingdom of the heavens and earth. He gives life and causes death, and He is the most capable of everything. So that's Muhyee, AlMumeet, but one day your breath will return to its source, right? No matter how strong you become, no matter how much protein shakes you use, no matter how good your genes are, no matter how disciplined, cardiologist, you run around, you do stuff, you put a TAVR, you put stents, eventually we will all return, and the stillness will fall, and the pulse will stop, and we will all flatline. كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Every soul shall taste death. Then the when, the how, and the where are not known to us. وما تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت. And no soul knows in what land it will die. Some stand before armies. Before armies, the impossible happens and they walk alive. Others stand healthy, exercising, and collapse without a warning. The old may live on, and the young might be taken early. It looks chaotic. Why? It looks unfair. It sounds random, but it is not. وَمَا كَانَ لِنَفْسٍ أَن تَمُوتَ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ كِتَابًا مُؤَجَّلًا. No soul can die except by Allah's permission at an appointed time. It's written, it's known, it's measured in precision, not by accident, by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ. Then He will cause you to die, then He will bring you back to life. Allah warns us, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تكونوا كالذين كفروا وقالوا لإخوانهم إذا ضربوا في الأرض أو كانوا غزا لو كانوا عندنا ما ماتوا وما قتلوا ليجعل الله ذلك حسرة في قلوبهم والله يحيي ويميت والله بما تعملون بصير. Allah says and warns us, do not be like those who disbelieved and said to their brothers when they traveled through the land or went to a fight, had they remained with us, they would not have died or have been killed. Allah makes disbelief a source of regret in their hearts. And Allah gives life and causes death. And Allah is the all-seeing of what you do. Death is not delayed by staying when you are asked to go out. And not hastened by going. It arrives only when its time is called. By the one who takes life gently, precisely, and perfectly timed. Allahu yabda'u al-khalqa thumma yu'iduhu thumma ilayhi turja'un. Allah begins the creation, then He repeats it, and then to Him you will be returned. And that's the last piece of the equation, that after death, we will be returned to Allah Azza wa Jal. You will wonder, how would that happen? How is the dead returning? After the body is turned and burned into ashes, after it dissolved into the earth, after it's scattered as particles in the bellies of insects and beasts, how can Allah bring it back to existence? وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا. Do not be like Him. وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقَهُ قَالَ مَنْ يُحْيِي الْعِظَامَ وَهِيَ رَمِيمٌ. And they argue with us, forgetting how they were created, saying, who will give life to decayed bones, right? And they were crushing bones in front of the Prophet ﷺ. Allah has already answered that. قُلْ يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَأَهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ خَلْقٍ عَلِيمٌ. He's not giving you theories of how and when. He's giving you signs and certainty of what's going to happen. Say, O Prophet, they will be revived by the one who produced them first time, and He has perfect knowledge of every created being. A man once walked past a town, collapsed into ruin. No movement, no voices, only walls caved and bones scattered across land, and he said, أَنَّا يُحْيِي هَذِهِ اللَّهُ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. Not in denial, but in a human limitation. How will Allah bring this back to life after its death? Allah didn't argue with him. He didn't argue with him. He ended his life. فَأَمَاتَهُ اللَّهُ مِئَةَ عَامٍ. He ended his life for about 100 years. And then he brought him back. A century passed like a moment for him. His food was untouched. His drink is preserved. Yet beside him, his donkey reduced to bones. Then Allah showed him with his own eyes. وَانظُرْ إِلَى الْعِظَامِ كَيْفَ نُنْجِزُهَا ثُمَّ نَكْسُوهَا لَحْمًا. Look at the bones, how we raise them, and then clothe them with the flesh. The man said, I know that Allah is capable of all things. أَعْلَمُ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. The how is never the doubt to Allah Azza wa Jal. That's how we started. You woke up on this train of life that's moving. How did you get there? Where did we all get from here? You can go and ask all the guys. Go ask Richard Dawkins. How did it start? Nobody knows. They don't know. You do know. Because Allah, the creator, the maker, the originator, gave you that information that they will never have. Sayyidina Ibrahim was not a skeptic, not a doubter when he said, Rabbi, arini kayfa tuhyi al-mawta. Oh my Lord, show me how you give life to the dead. Allah asked him gently, awalam tu'min? Didn't you believe? Sayyidina Ibrahim is the Khalil of Allah. He's the friend of Allah. Of course he believed, right? He said, yes, but my heart is just, I want to see it. I want to watch it. Bala, but so my heart can be at peace, may be at peace. Allah showed him. Not because Allah owes him explanation, but because Allah honors sincerity. 4 birds cut, each one across distant hill. The one command came, ثُمَّ دْعُهُنَّ يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا. Then call them, they will come to you swiftly. Life did not hesitate, matter did not resist, distance did not delay, because all laws are in His control. The laws are all for us, not for Him. Subhanallah. The how, faith answers, He says be, and it is. And that's Allah, AlMohyee, AlMumeet. So what do we get from all of this? How do this knowledge change us, right? Between life and death that we got this very precious time where every moment matters, where you are on a mission. Our life should not be going and passing for no reason, because we do not know when that paper is taken away from us in this exam, in this test. When we are called, there is no return. There is a test. Every heartbeat is a gift. Every breath is a loan. كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم. How can you disbelieve in Allah when you were lifeless and He gave you life? So every man is gonna die. But the question, does every man live? And what's the definition of living, right? So you are alive, but are you truly living throughout this earth, right? قل يا أيها الناس إني رسول الله إليكم جميعا الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض لا إله إلا هو يحيي ويميت فآمنوا بالله ورسوله النبي الأمي الذي يؤمن بالله وكلمته واتبعوه لعلكم تهتدون. Say, O Prophet, O humanity, I am Allah's messenger to you. To Him alone belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. There is no God worthy of